I work for myself as opposed to working for the bank, so employees or staff within a bank are pretty much constrained by the products within that lender or bank. I'm only constrained by what the market can offer, so basically, I'm free to go and just approach the market and find out what's best for the client. Work out which lender can actually assist the client, and from that pool of lenders who can assist, work out who can do it the best, and then that's what gets recommended. The key difference is pay the same. So what that basically means is regardless of which lender I choose or select, I get paid the same commission regardless. So that should remove all potential bias in terms of if one lender is going to pay more than another. That doesn't exist for me. So my only role is to do what's best for the client, present what's best, and get the loan approved. Pretty much started in the CBA in 1986 as a 16-year-old in loans department, and 30 years on I haven't left loans basically. So pretty much, 30 years in and out of, within the financial services industry, mainly in banking, the last 16 years in broking. So I guess what that brings to the table is knowing how banks operate, the good and the bad. I mean, there's always going to be, from a client's point of view, they see a negative perspective. So my role is, I guess, is to make sure that they know that there are some non-negotiables from a bank's point of view where it is simply policy, as opposed to, I'll use the big bad bank, that sort of thing. And then operating in and around that in terms of going, okay, well, this is when you walk through the front door, this is what they, if you don't sort of ask, they'll give you what, I guess, what they think's best for them / you. My role is to actually go, okay, well, can we get a better deal for you? And knowing the processes, guiding you through that, setting your expectations so that you don't think, well, geez, how come this hasn't happened sooner? So manage your expectations, always fight for you, but when it's actually, no issue with the bank or no fault with the bank in terms of, hey, this is just simply a process, set that expectation up front so they know as we're going through it, this is what to expect. So knowing that side of it from the banking point of view and how to operate in front of the client, I guess, and for them, I guess navigate a path in between to make sure that they get the right thing and make sure they understand that there is a process involved and the banks aren't the big bad guys that they think they are. There are simply processes we need to navigate. Yeah, it's improving all the time, but I guess it can be a case of, I equate it to jumping on Google. I mean, there's a billion and one things out there you can search. How do you know? It can be just a minefield to dodge. Information can be dangerous, in the wrong hands. So quite often, if someone's already done the research, I'll sort of back that up and sort of say, yep, that's correct. Let's have a look, to make sure that what you sort of got here in front of you matches what we need to do to try and get this thing approved, and then add some benefit in terms of, have you thought about this, have you thought about that? Because 9 times out of 10 people, when they jump online, it's more about a headline rate, or sometimes they just jump on the phone and ring up a bank and say, hey, look, how much can I borrow? The bank will give a basic assessment based on basic information. So quite often when they walk through the front door with the bank, when they get the nuts and bolts of what the client's income and expenses are, quite often that how much we can borrow is wound down to an amount where they go, oh, hang on a sec, I thought I could borrow more. So sort of managing that expectation to the extent that, hey, look, it's just basic information in and out. So my job is to go, okay, well, let's cut into the nuts and bolts of everything, into the meat and potatoes, I call it, and go, what are you actually earning? What are your actual expenses? What are you looking to achieve? Can the bank actually do that? Because banks, by sheer nature, they want you to come through the front door. That's what they're there for. My job is that when you get through the front door, you get the right information as you walk out of the front door. That's my role.